folks, David here. Right now we're in Dongsan District in northeastern Tainan. Now Dongsan is known for a lot of things like coffee, honey, Longyan, and one very special snack. So let's go check it out. And if you're in Dongsan, you have to visit its old rice mill. It was built in 1934 and it was renovated only a few years ago. So why don't we go and check it out inside? So right now we're inside the rice mill. That's right, we're inside it. It's such a huge machine. It's actually 3 stories tall. In fact, this whole building is built around the machine itself. So this rice mill again was built in 1934, which is a long time ago. And right now it's been newly renovated and refurbished so tourists can come and see how it works. Looking at the schematic, it's really mind-blowing how people were able to build this machine in 1934. It's so complicated. It's almost like a Rube Goldberg's machine. So many gears and pulleys, it's just crazy. But down here is actually the opening. It's the beginning of it all. Now, this is where you feed the raw material, the raw grains, and then it would go into all these bucket lifts and vents and all sorts of different things. And out comes the end product, which is white rice. So this little hole is actually opening. It's the beginning of this whole story, if you will. This is where you feed the raw grain, and then it would go into this bucket lift, goes into a machine, and out comes the end product, which is rice as we know it. So while this machine is very, very complicated, and I don't think I can go through each detail with you guys, but I'll still talk about a few things. So up there are air pumps that's responsible for blowing away dust and debris. And this big machine here is actually the threshing machine. And what it does is that it dehusks the rice and it makes brown rice out of the kernels. And if you want your rice nice and white and polished, then they have to go into this machine. So this machine is the rice polisher, and like its name suggests, it polishes rice. So the end product is the white rice we buy in supermarkets. When you walk into the mill, you can actually smell a very nice fragrance, and it's actually from the wooden beams. They're all made with cypress. So here you can see the walls being exposed. This is a very Taiwanese way of building walls. It's a kind of a bamboo weaving. So this is not the final product. Normally they would be covered in plaster. To protect the old mill from weathering, they built this very modern looking structure around it, and it's rather minimalist. I think it actually goes quite well with the old mill. It's a nice mixture of the modern and the old, which I quite like. You know, if you're into old-timey stuff like me, this is a place to be. You know, I love old buildings, I love old machines, old cars, all sorts of stuff. And one cool thing about this place is that it's so well laid out with ample signage. You can actually just kind of tour this place on your own and to get a good understanding of how this whole thing operates.
Hi guys, this is Katie. Dongyuan Old Street is also a must-visit place in Dongsan. Follow me and let's go check it out. There are a lot of traditional restaurants along Dongsan Old Street. Here you can try dishes that are more than 60 years old. This is Bawan Restaurant. They say that it was founded 70 years ago. Let's give it a try. Wow, it's amazing. It's so delicious that I can't help for having another one. No wonder people all recommended this restaurant. Also, you can find rice cake and dry noodles here. They are popular dishes among local residents. You can notice the trace of history along the street and find pleasant travel memories with local dishes. Dongshan is a place with a lot of stories and delicacies that are waiting for you.
Like I mentioned earlier, Dongshan has a very special snack. In fact, Dongshan is synonymous with duckheads. That's right, duckheads. How does it taste? I don't know. Let's go try it. Oh man, options. I love options. So what should we get today? Duck meat. Check. Duck head. Check. Duck wings. Check. Duck tongues. Check and check. You know what? I think I'm just gonna get one of each. That's right. Perfect. Okay, 老板，每一个都来一份。You know, it's about noon right now. I'm starving. I can't wait for them to come out. Let's go and wait. Here we are. This is a lot more than I expected, actually. It's ducks galore. No, it's everything ducks. So this is the famed Dongshan duck head, and it's literally one whole duck head. And then there's the we've got wings. We've got pieces of duck necks. And we've got, of course, duck feet. Alright, let's give this a shot. You know, it takes certain skill sets and finesse to actually eat a duck head. You gotta be kind of careful about it too, because there's pointy bones, so you don't want to choke on that. But once you master the skills, that's a really tasty treat. It's a very special, has a very special texture. I mean, it's kind of soft and chewy on the outside, but the bones and the skull, it's actually become kind of crunchy, almost cookie-like, and it tastes has a very rich aroma. Of course, it takes a lot of steps to make duck head. First, you gotta braise it in a very special sauce. It's all secret ingredients, of course, and then you gotta deep fry it. So it's not an easy thing to make, and you can taste the difference. It's savory, and it's sweet at the same time. It has a bit of that kind of caramel taste to it. Very nice. Let's try the duck neck. It's actually very chewy. It has a lot more meat than I expected. I've had chicken necks before, and those are really bony, but these guys are very, very soft. Good texture. So besides the duck, they've got other stuff as well, like this tempura. I mean, tempura is very common, but I mean this one it's been braised in the same condiment as the duck, so it's a bit different. It's sweet, but I like it. Dongshan is actually the birthplace of duckheads. Anywhere you go in Taiwan, different night markets, you're going to see Dongshan and duckheads going hand in hand on the signs. So next time you guys are in town, you must try this. Hey folks, we've arrived at a very cool place, and I think it's pretty obvious that this place is all about bees and honey. Here you can actually learn about the process of making honey, so let's go and check it out. Right now we're at the Donghe Bee Culture Factory in Dongshan, and this is my good friend Mr. Lin, who's the resident expert. This place looks really cool. Could you show us around and see what the factory is like?
Okay, let's go. 首先可以看到呢，我们这个生物科技的生产线。
So right now we're inside the factory building, and as you can see, there's a lot of different cool machineries. In this place, they collect a lot of the honey-related products. So there's honey, there's pollens, there's royal jelly, and in this place they aggregate it and they process it into all sorts of different products. So in this climate control room right behind us, this is the mixing room, and that's where they mix all the different products together. This place looks really cool. What's this place for?
那这边呢，就是我们的品牌故事区。
So this brand is almost half a century in the making. It started off in 1960s with only 20 boxes of bees, and now it's developed into this big factory. We're all very, very familiar with honey. We buy it in supermarkets, in bottles, in jars, in all sorts of different cans. But very few people know how it's made. Can you take us through its process?
那一般呢，我们的消费者呢，大概都是在这个超市看到已经是完整的这个蜂蜜的包装，但其实呢，他们都没有去知道说，蜂农他们在采蜜的时候是一个流程。
To get honey, you actually have to go through a lot of different steps. First, you actually have to smoke the bees. Use a little smoker, and that makes the bees go sweet, so they don't attack you. Then you use a little brush to get the rest of the bees away from the nest. Then you have to cut off the outer covering, which is a layer of beeswax, to get the honey flowing. And you put it into a centrifugal machine, which spins really fast. It's kind of like a dryer at home. So it spins super fast and it shakes the honey off the panels. After that, you have to filter it and put it into a kind of a vacuum machine. Then you package it.
David， 刚刚我们看的呢，只是它的流程图。那接下来呢，我们透过一些照片呢，让你更详细去了解说蜂蜜它的一个制作的流程。
So here we got even more info on the production process of honey with pictures, so it's even easier to understand. And I think the coolest part is step 3, which is the vacuum concentration process. In that process, the aim is to get the water content of honey below 20%, so it doesn't go bad.
那这边呢，我们就会介绍小朋友了解一下有关于蜜蜂家族的故事。
So in this place, this zone is actually designed for kids to learn more about bees. So here we've got the queen bee, which produces up to 2,000 eggs per day, and within a beehive, there's up to 30,000 worker bees. And believe it or not, they're all female bees. And there's only about 500 male bees, and their main job is to reproduce. What's this? This looks really cool. So bees actually, they dance to communicate?
这边呢，就是呢，蜜蜂呢，它们比较特殊的沟通的方式。
This is actually really cool. This is how bees communicate. Bees, obviously they can't talk, so they communicate by dancing. And by dancing, I mean flying around in circles. So if they find flowers within 100 meters to the hive, they actually fly in circles around the flowers. And they find flowers further than 100 meters. They do this kind of figure of 8 kind of pattern around the flowers. This is so important, to distinguish real pure honey from synthetic honey. A lot of times in supermarkets, there's all sorts of honey products. And it's very hard to tell one thing from the other sometimes to see if it's real or not. So how do we tell the difference?
那真的蜂蜜呢，它比较混浊。
People think honey's all the same, but in reality, they all smell very, very different. So, for example, this is lychee honey, and this is orange honey, and they smell very different, but they're really, really good.
After learning about honey, we can try some hands-on activities.
David， 你知道吗？我们现在在哪里
？This place looks like a cafe.
对，我们可以在这边呢喝我们这个最道地的东山咖啡，而且呢可以让小朋友在这边享用美食以外，还可以做个 DIY 哦。
So here at the tourism factory, after the tour, you can actually take your kids to this cafe, and they have these little DIY projects. So these guys are fridge magnets, and these are, believe it or not, these are actually pens. Ta-da, it's done. It's not bad, eh?
喝喝看吧。
谢谢。After doing the factory tour, it gave me a lot of new insights and understanding into the honey making process. It's such a common thing to see in supermarkets, and people don't tend to think about what goes in to make honey. So next time you guys are in Dongsan, be sure to check out its honey and honey-related products.